Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. So we've got some good news in the world of Netflix. Amazingly, yes. So Netflix have suffered, I believe, an identity crisis. They've had that for quite some time, and it's due to the multitude of content that they're looking to sort of acquire and put out there. And there's never quite been one thing that you go to Netflix for other than, oh, it's a Netflix show, it's probably going to be shit. Genuinely, we kind of know what to expect when it's a Netflix series. It'll either be cancelled after one season, it's not particularly good, or it's just full of box-ticking nonsense. However, one thing they have done very well with recently, in the last 3 years or so, probably a little bit longer, but we'll just say 3 years or so, where they've acquired some very good ones, was South Korean cinema. Whether that is the silver screen, the small screen, or the big screen. So, one of them, Squid Games, obviously took the world by storm. Introduced loads of people to South Korean cinema. Loads of people were like, oh my god, it's so brutal. And most people familiar with South Korean cinema were like, you're new here. However, another one which they did pick up, Squid Games being officially renewed for Season 2, another one was Sweet Home, which was a webtoon, like a webcomic thing. And that was a fantastic, absolutely fantastic series, which has now been picked up for Seasons 2 and 3. Amazing. Actually, amazing. Now, these are the things that will get Netflix a clearer identity, not the nonsense with and I mean nonsense with respect to cuties and the like. So let's take a look at this, because this is over on The Hollywood Reporter. Netflix renews hit Korean drama Sweet Home for Seasons 2 and 3. This is an exclusive over there. Yes, it is 3 days old. I do apologise. So I am pretty old on this news. But this is something which I hadn't come across. I don't really go to The Hollywood Reporter that much. They're not that good. They're a bit of a dive every now and then. But the streamer has renewed a raft of its successful series from Asia recently, building on its international lead in the K-drama category. Finally, they're doing something good for a change. So Netflix is bringing back its hit Korean creature drama, Sweet Home, for 2 more seasons. Now, I think what I find promising about that, I guess, is kind of where they finished up Sweet Home. And where you can go with this moving forwards. There's a lot you can do with this as a show. There's a hell of a lot. So I'm really excited. And that's actually what they allude to here. So the streamer confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter Wednesday that the popular series has been renewed for a 2nd and 3rd season, which will be produced this year back to back. So that's really good news as well. One of the issues that I think HBO Max has had recently, and they did it with Raised by Wolves, although that's now been cancelled, is that there was no longevity between the streamer as a distributor as well as the production companies. So like HBO Max, for instance, they didn't confirm seasons until late in the game. They didn't film things back to back, so they didn't have anything ready to go. I don't think they test screen things properly. There's so much nonsense that's been happening elsewhere. This is really good news that the product will be done back to back. It'll be ready to go, and then it's done. It's in the can. That's not something which we get too often these days with streaming, and it's something which you should do when seasons are so good or when series are so good. So season 1 director Lee Young-bok is returning to the helm, which is good because his direction was great before. His direction was great. So yeah, good that that's coming back as well. And they also made some really interesting comments on the creatures, so we'll get to that. But it says in these new seasons, Sweet Home will take on a larger scale with an expanded storyline and cast, the company said in a statement. So foreshadowing the global smash success of Squid Game, Sweet Home dropped on Netflix in 2020 and was the first South Korean series to enter the company's top 10 list in the United States, reaching the top 3. It later ranked number 1 in 8 global regions and was within the top 10 in 42 regions. It was a big hit, and I loved it. I had a really good time with it. Based on the Naver webtoon of the same name by Kim CALNE, and Huang Young Chan. The show's premise is set in a fantastical world where humans turn into savage monsters and wreak terror. One troubled teen and his apartment neighbours are forced to fight to survive and somehow hold on to their humanity. It was a very interesting show. Now they say this. Season 2 will include a new setting, says Lee. I believe the technical details we couldn't refine in Season 1 will be honed in Season 2, he added. Now that is great. It wasn't perfect by any stretch. It wasn't garbage either. It was a fantastic show. And their creature effects were amazing. They were really, really good. Some of it didn't land. Good that they own that. Good that they say, you know what, we weren't perfect, but we're getting there. We're gonna delve deeper into it. We're gonna hone the craft. Love it. Good when people do that, because the thing is that, you know, he's not just going, it's going to be bigger and better, right? He's literally saying, yeah, like this was a fault that we had. We're going to make this better now, as opposed to just, you know, blasé PR nonsense. This is very much, yeah, the stuff which we couldn't get down, we're going to hone. So you can, it doesn't sound like PR spin at that point because they're admitting fault. It's quite seldom do people admit fault in PR spin. So the first season of the show set a new bar for the creature genre on Korean television. The new seasons are expected to benefit from a larger budget and even higher production values. Yes, yes, all the way, yes. Absolutely. Now, obviously everyone's going to be returning, so that's great. And then there's going to be, you know, new people coming along as well, so that's cool. Netflix has renewed a raft of its Asian originals, including Squid Game, All of Us Are Dead, and DP, as well as Japanese fantasy series Alice in Borderland, Indian true crime drama Delhi Crime, and various reality series from everywhere else as well. Blah blah blah. Who cares? But this is great. I am really looking forward to this. I think this is great, and then, you know, and this is Netflix finally, I guess, solidifying their identity. This is what they should be focusing on. This stuff, they're good at this stuff. Other stuff, not so much. Although there's the new Spiderhead movie released today, which I need to watch. So we'll see if that's any good. And also Extraction was good. I enjoyed that. So anyway, let me know what you think down below. Cheers. Take care. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.